If you struggle clamping your miters tightly, then check out this jig. You can make it out of some scrap today. So the first thing I did was I found a piece of scrap plywood. This happens to be 11 inches wide. I'm going to rip this in half to 5.5. I think that'll be enough to make maybe 4 of these jigs. We'll cut these in half over at the radial arm. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it halfway up. We got a piece that's 5.5, go to 2 3/4. Make a mark across like this. And we're going to go to the middle. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a 1.5 inch diameter hole over at the drill press. On my drill press, I have a small little fence that I've made with a couple of mag switches. So I've set the fence for the right depth, so I'm in the center of the board. And I put a stop block here so I don't have to measure and mark all my pieces. I do want to set my bit so that as I go through, I'm just barely going through. I don't need to go further than I need. So I set up my stop. The speed has already been set on this drill press, so let's drill. All right, I've drilled all 4 pieces, and we're going to head over and mark where the center point is on each of these holes, so that when we head over to the miter saw, when we cut our 45s, we hit that center point. We're going to just make a mark at the center point of each side of these where it meets the circle. Okay, let's head to the miter saw. This part may be the trickiest part. As you make this cut, you want to come from the front edge of your piece and only go to where the hole is. You don't want to go beyond the hole. We're not going to make a spot back here at all. So we're going to do a cut from this side, then we'll swing it. We'll do a cut from that side. As you can see, I did touch a little bit back here, but that's not going to be a big deal. Okay, let's finish out the next 3 and then we'll see how it works. It turns out these pieces didn't need to be quite this long. It was a piece of scrap that I was using. I don't want them to be this long for storage purposes, so I'm going to cut 1.5 inches off both ends. I think we could make these look a little bit better if we just took off the corners, rounded them off a little bit so that they're not so sharp, but these ought to work pretty good. I put these frames together the other day using a band clamp, and it worked fine. I think this would have given me a tighter joint. So we can just take any clamp you have. If you had a C-clamp, we could make this a little shorter maybe. So you can adjust the way you make yours. So this is a great simple way of using your scraps for a great purpose. Another jig you should keep on the shelf, and that's your tip of the day.